All right, Grace is with us for Grace's News.
Hello, Howie. This just came across my Twitter feed, and I thought you'd enjoy it. So Ben Shapiro wrote the newsletter for Politico today. It's called The Playbook, and it was sent out to a bunch of people, and he basically talked about how liberals, are creating this
Ben
narrative.
Shapiro wrote it for Politico. What is this, some kind of affirmative action, reparations or something?
So it's interesting because what he wrote about was how the liberals don't like to hear any other opinions. And, I'm paraphrasing, but he talked a lot about how they're lumping everyone into this group from the riots. And can you guess what happened?
He was accused of being a Nazi.
Politico just announced a 3 p.m. call with the newsroom, presumably to address today's complaints. And this is a report. It has clearly generated a wave of negative attention, and I fear it's already overshadowing a lot of great work done by journalists across this newsroom. Yeah. This is especially confusing given the newsroom's welcome efforts over the last year to cover issues related to race in a more intentional, elevated, thoughtful way. And so my favorite tweet about this, because Brian Stelter, mentioned that they're calling this meeting, and someone tweeted, the best part about this is that political employees are literally proving Shapiro's point in Playbook. This is exactly what he was talking about, is silencing differing opinions.
Yeah. 617 just says, hearing a CNN guy, that Don Lemon, making a comment about disrespecting half of your fellow citizens is rich. Yeah, Don Lemon, he was the one who cracked up when that Never Trumper was talking about the credulous boomer rubes.
Rick Wilson.
Right? Who didn't like that their math and geography.
Well, Howie, did you hear that story that I mentioned earlier today about the credulous boomer rube panel?
Yeah, that they're turning on one another.
They're turning on one another because
how Rick unexpected Wilson, in historical terms that revolutionaries would begin purging themselves after finishing purging the credulous boomer rubes.
It's so sad because, if they can't last, if the Boomeroo panel can't make it, then I don't know who can. Howie, this is some non-political news, but Siegfried passed away. One half of the Big Cat Illusionist act, Siegfried and Roy died Wednesday at his home in Las Vegas. He was 81 years old.
Is the other one dead too?
I
think Roy's still around.
I should know that, but I don't. Is he still around, Taylor? Can we get Taylor's going to fact check that. He's like our Daniel Dale here at the Howie Carr Show. He's going to tell us right now if Roy is still alive.
Incidentally, Grace, I was watching your show today. You know where I was watching it?
Where?
At the Sunrise Barbershop in Palm Beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Brandon's one of your biggest fans. He said, Howie, your show her show sounds a lot like yours, only she's better looking than you.
Oh,
and I said, says
so
who?
Nice.
Says who?
Howie, in other news, I just saw this as well. Taylor just informed me that Roy actually died in 2020. So
that's what I thought.
The Big Cat Act is officially done.
Siegfried and Roy are not coming down for breakfast.
So, Howie, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, I guess, just got really feisty when he was asked about Janice Dean. And I don't have the cut, but I have this quote. He said, she's not a credible source on anything except the weather.
Wait a second. She lost both of her in-laws in a nursing home in, I think, Brooklyn, where he had sent in COVID-19 positive patients against the pleas of the administrators and the medical personnel in the nursing home and across the entire state of New York. But she has no credibility. He has credibility because he's the son of a governor.
He has an Emmy, Howie, and he has an award for inspired leadership from the Edward M. Kennedy Museum. And I don't need to tell you anything else about that. He has plenty of credibility because of that. And his brother is Fredo Cuomo.
Right. And he speaks with a fake tough guy, Goodfellas accent.
Yes, he does. And speaking of Andrew Cuomo, I did read this earlier, but I think it's important. Governor Andrew Cuomo's administration is again refusing to release the total number of nursing home residents who've died from the coronavirus for at least another 2 months until March 22nd at the earliest. I guess they said they need another 9 weeks and 5 days to comply with the legal request.
You know, Grace, you know very well that Governor Parker gets really worked up every time you or I or anybody else mentions that Massachusetts has the highest rate of nursing home deaths in the United States. And you know what he's thinking to himself? If it weren't for Cuomo fudging the numbers, I wouldn't be number one. I might be number two. I might be number two, but I'm not number one.
So this is what they think he's fudging. The state health department is only publicly reporting residents who physically died in nursing homes, but not those who died after being sent to hospitals for medical care. So the state reports more than 8,000 and 201 residents died in nursing homes, but unreported nursing home deaths, those who were ill and died in the hospitals, could be in the thousands, said the Empire Center for Public Policy. So the one good thing is that there's a lot of people like Janice Dean who aren't standing for the stonewalling and who are demanding answers. But it is crazy how much of a hold he has over the press, because even here in Massachusetts, Howie, we get more honest responses than the press does from Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Janice Dean has a column in the New York Post tomorrow responding to this.
She should. I hate how she gets disparaged by these people because she's a meteorologist, as if that's something like, oh, she can't comment on things because she's the weather girl.
Well, it's like Devin Nunes, remember? The congressman?
Oh, yeah, he was a farmer.
Oh, yeah, what does he know? He's a dairy farmer.
I would trust a dairy farmer over Rick Wilson any day. At least,
or Adam Schiff, a graduate of Harvard Law School. Much more so.
Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Or any of these people who have never had a real job before. Don't you want someone who actually worked and knows how to get things done, even if it's, something that doesn't have to do with politics?
Yeah. I know. Someone says, time to get Janice on your show again. How we've been trying. We've been trying. There are some. She loves us and we love her, but there's just some problems, corporate problems. Let's put it that way.
Howie, I have to make a correction. I don't know why all my corrections always have to do with Andrew Cuomo. It was not Andrew Cuomo who said that. It was a spokesperson who dismissed Janice Dean. I'm sorry, I misread that quote, who said she's not a credible source on anything except the weather. Although I think he has said something along those lines, but I'm not sure. So I'm correcting that for the record. I do not want Cuomo's staff to get mad at me.
I have a third person that wants to join the class action suit. He said he moved out of Massachusetts 5 years ago and his 617 phone. He's got a 404 phone now, but his 617 phone is still getting harangued by Charlie Parker.
Oh, geez.
See, now I wish I was getting these alerts.
No, you don't.
File.
You may wish you'd gotten one, but once you get the first one, no, you don't wish that, Taylor.
Guys, Grace's News is brought to you by Toyota of Portsmouth, the house of value. I absolutely love my RAV4 XLE. I talk about my car all the time because it's such a smooth ride and I feel so glamorous driving it. I got it at Toyota of Portsmouth and everyone there is awesome. From sales to financing, they made me feel so comfortable and cared about. If you are in the market for a car, whether it's buying it or leasing it, Toyota of Portsmouth has a huge, sparkling clean showroom and an incredible staff. They are located just south of the Portsmouth traffic circle off 95. Go to toyotaofportsmouth.com or visit them at the showroom and tell them Grace sent you. Howie, this is a recent tweet. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says Chicago restaurants and bars need to be allowed to reopen as quickly as possible to cut down on instances.
Now that Trump has conceded.
Yes.
That's what it boils down to.
It's crazy, all these coincidences. I mean, people just really wanting to reopen the economy now.
Did you see Marty Walsh didn't take questions at his first press conference today after being nominated? So
why would he?
He's trying to fit in with the Biden administration, right? They don't. Nobody takes any questions. Plus, do you think he wants to be asked about his $6 million that he's got in his campaign account?
6.2 million, Howie.
6.2 million.
Let's be accurate here. As someone who just misquoted the governor of New York, I would like accuracy. Hey, Howie, another thing I wanted to say about that, though, is I'm just waiting for all of these press people to start complaining about how, like another day of no questions from Joe Biden. And they expect us to feel bad for them. They're the reason he got in. And they're the reason that he was allowed to not take any to not answer any questions. So I don't feel bad for them. I hope he stonewalls them and doesn't answer any of their questions. Why should he?
No, he shouldn't. You're right. Why should he? Jay from Chelsea wants to know, how much does a haircut go for at the Sunrise Barbershop? Don't you worry about it, Jay. I had to get the haircut because I'm going to Mar-a-Lago this weekend with the winners.
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, yeah.
With the winners of the Howie Carr Have a Free Weekend in Palm Beach contest.
Oh, my gosh. That is so exciting.
Yeah.
What are you going to get, Howie? The meatloaf?
Well, actually, we're going on my birthday night, which is Sunday, but the Mar-a-Lago is closed for dinner on Sunday. So we're going to have to go over to the beach club, I think, on Saturday.
Ooh, are you going to have some chocolate cake?
I'll have a nice maybe in honor of Jerry Nadler, I'll have a hot dog. They have very good hot dogs over at the Beach Club at Mar-a-Lago.
Happy early birthday, Howie, and congratulations to those winners. That is so exciting. This is definitely the biggest prize we've ever given out.
Yeah, no, it is a nice prize, and I'm looking forward to it. And they're nice people, and they listen to us on our Fitchburg affiliate. Actually, I think they're from Westminster, Massachusetts.
Awesome!
The K Zone. They won from the K Zone. That's good. I'm glad we love all of our affiliates, and we love everybody who listens and watches the show every day.
Indeed.
All right. What else have you got, Grace? You got anything else?
Howie, I do have one more story, but I'm really hesitating because I don't know if you'll even let me get it out. Media going gaga for Pelosi's impeachment outfit. Did you see this story? She was wearing the same dress that she wore for the first impeachment, and they're all saying like, "Oh my God!" And this is another thing that's going to come back.
Is that the same dress she wore to the Salem witch trials back in 1673?
Howard, that is not nice. This is another thing that's going to come back, though, because for 4 years, Melania Trump has worn gorgeous outfits, and I'm just waiting for all the, fawning pieces on Dr. Jill in her wardrobe. And this is just another thing. They love to characterize these liberal women as like fashion icons, and they're such bosses. And you didn't see one photo of Melania Trump, who always looks gorgeous. That drives me crazy.
208 says, Cuomo says we can't give meteorologists any credibility. I thought Dem said to trust science.
No,
and follow the data.
Cuomo spokesperson.
It's the same thing. You know, ultimately you're responsible for what your flack says.
That makes me feel better.
Grace, don't worry about that mistake. That isn't even a mistake.
Does that not rise to the level of crowbar probar?
No, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. 4 people's bylines from CNN, and they say Representative Ted Lieu left his cubicle or his office in the Cannon office building, armed only with a crowbar, and everybody's going, crowbar? Does he think a crowbar is going to defend himself against a mob? Never bring a crowbar to a gunfight. It turns out I'm thinking there's no way he made a mistake. It's the reporters made a mistake. He said, when I left the office, I only took with me a crowbar, which are these yucky,
which if you're
nasty things, these health bars.
If you're Ted Lieu, why do you make that correction? Just let them run with it.
But health bars have really come a long way since pro bars. There's a lot of better options. And it is, Howie, I think you can almost respect Ted Lieu a little bit more because that's something you would do. I mean, if you didn't know when you were going to be let out of the building, you would definitely go for some snacks and take them with you.
But I wouldn't take a pro bar with me.
Where's that box of eclairs?
Yeah.
That's it.
Where are my Cheez-Its? We don't know how long we're going to be here for.
You know, when I first read that he said that he took a crowbar with him, I said, what does he have a crowbar in his office for? Is he prying open some more ballot boxes?
You don't hear crowbars used that often anymore.
Only when you're breaking a window at a motorcycle bar,
That should have been their first tip that something was amiss.
Especially Ted Lieu. If ever there was a heterosexual member of Congress, it would be Ted Lieu. I don't even think he's ever seen a crowbar in his life. And now they've got him stalking the halls. Like it's like
a crowbar is a place where birds go to drink.
He's trying to flee Freddy Krueger in a horror movie, and the only thing he could find in the attic was a crowbar. Now he's trying to get out. Oh, all right. Anyway, okay. Thank you, Grace.
Thanks, Howie.
Every new year, all you hear is "New Year, New Me." That usually means you'll be trying to pick up better habits or trying new things. And I'm doing the bike riding every morning. It was nippy today. It was in the 50s. The wind was blowing at 15 miles an hour, but I was still out there. And it didn't bother me that it wasn't as nice as earlier days. You know why? Because I had my Raycons. I was listening to Little Feat, the live album, Waiting for Columbus. If you take up a new habit, new hobby, whether it's bike riding or anything else, it's even better when you have amazing audio that makes the experience even better. That's why I recommend wireless earbuds from Raycon. Whether it's following along to directions in the kitchen, binging an audiobook while learning to knit, or powering through a new workout with a pumped-up playlist in your ear, a pair of Raycons can make any activity easier and a better time. Raycon makes great sound accessible to everyone. Their wireless earbuds start at half the price of other premium audio brands. And guess what? If you think having white stems dangling out of your ears looks ridiculous, that's something you don't have to worry about with Raycons. They come in a range of stylish colorways, but always with a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look. And they don't just look great. Raycons perform wherever you take them with up to 6 hours of playtime, water and sweat-resistant construction, and Bluetooth that pairs quickly and seamlessly. You've heard me say this all before, haven't you? So if you still don't have a pair of Raycons, I've really got to wonder why. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners, and here's all you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/Howie. That's it. You get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Howie, buyraycon.com/Howie. I'm Howie Carr.
Born in Maine, made in Massachusetts, and now a resident of the Sunshine State, Howie Carr, the original carpetbagger.